What is up, y'all? So, my bad habits at it again. I went on eBay and I bought some crappy subwoofer. Here is the Kelton Bassworks flat subwoofer, an underseat subwoofer from a Honda Odyssey in the early 2000s. Now, it was back then when subwoofers in cars aren't all that common. Bose systems were only seen in like high-end vehicles like Mercedes-Benz and stuff like that. So yeah, you rarely see a subwoofer in your average soccer mom car. But here it is, the Kelton Bassworks subwoofer. I got this off of eBay for I think 30 something dollars. I forgot, plus shipping included. It was pretty cheap. As you see here, I hooked up a wire directly into it. It's because, I can't get the thing to work because it apparently needs a PWM signal to activate the amp, and I'm too lazy to bother figuring that out. Well, even if I try to figure it out, this isn't that good of a sub anyways. I'll show you why a little later. So let me pop this open and you can see a little bit inside. All right, so I think I said this isn't a good subwoofer, right? I think the reason is pretty obvious right now. This is a 4.5-inch driver, and this is a car subwoofer. Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of bass from a 4.5-inch driver. Now, this is using a bandpass configuration, as you can see. Let me turn it over. So you got two parts of the enclosure. One part is ported, the other is sealed. The ported part is ported using a passive radiator. It's a 6-inch passive radiator right over there. All right, and this would be sealed, same as the other side of the cabinet, and there's no vents to the passive radiator on the other side. It's a pretty interesting design, which is why I'm making a video about it. And here is the built-in amplifier, and this is where you get to control the volume and subwoofer cutout. It's a pretty simple sub. I think the speaker unit is 30 watts, so yeah, you're not gonna get a lot of power out of it. Anyways, I should pop out the passive radiator to give you a quick look at it and the amplifier board, and then we could do some sound tests. Alright, so I got the speaker driver out. Already had it out, actually. This is the speaker driver itself. It's a 1.4 ohms, 30-watt speaker, made in America. Really interesting. Panasonic driver, low profile. It's not as flat as you'd think it would be, but it also isn't really that thick. Decent unit, decent sized magnet, but rather than a subwoofer, I would say this is just a mid-woofer. Here's the passive radiator unit. I don't know how many hertz this is tuned to, but yeah. It has two suspensions on it, which is rare for a cheap passive radiator. I think they had the same kind of design with a home theater, and that one is crappy because it doesn't have a extra spider for the passive radiator. So this is quality. This is actually better than I thought. All right, and here is our amp board. I think these are the power amp section. I think this is Class D, and those are probably Donington pairs. I'm not 100% certain. I don't really do any reverse engineering on this thing, but like I said, you see these two MOSFETs right here? That's probably what I would have to mod. I would have to like somehow bypass it to feed 12 volts into it or something and to activate the chips, because I think the mute on this activates if you put 12 volts into it. That's what I think. And that neck chip, as far as I know, I think it was just a flip-flop. I'm not really sure about it. But, or is it CMOS? I forgot. Anyways, I'm not really sure what that is because I don't know what that is for. But I'm guessing that is probably to control the, that is probably to read the potentiometer input so that it would control the cutout frequency and whatnot. So I guess it's a microcontroller of sorts. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm failing easy, so like, fuck it. Anyways, that's the circuit board in there. I'm gonna do a little free air test on the woofer. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna do some sweeps. There's no point doing a bass test in this. I'm just gonna play a quick song, but I'm just gonna do a sweep on this thing. But yeah, whatever. All right, let's get to it. Okay, well, let's bass test. Wow. That's pretty amazing. It's quieter than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be noisy as fuck. But not really. It's not as noisy as I thought. Well, let's put it in a box. Let's do a quick frequency sweep. Just see how low it would go. Alright, so here is it playing without any filters applied. Alright, now I would apply a low pass filter on it. Alright, I'm going to do a quick frequency sweep. Alright, so we're doing a frequency sweep starting at 60 hertz. We can hear it just fine. 50 hertz. 40. Yeah, about 40. This is a second peak. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, it's quite a boomy subwoofer. But yeah, they're pretty honest about it. It reaches down to about 40 hertz. That's pretty much all you're going to get out of it. It's not bad for something this small. And for a 4.5-inch woofer, you really can't ask for much more. The modern soundbar stuff, like the Vizio stuff, which has a subwoofer about the same size, but quite a bit taller. It's kind of a cubic shaped stuff. It's about the same size, you know, you get about the same kind of bass down to about 40 hertz or so. So, no complaints. This is not a terrible sub. It's just not, you know, that good. Anyways, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. I guess this is an interesting design, so I'm making a video about it. But, well, there it is. I'm gonna tell you, I might have more blowouts coming out, so look forward for that.